Hello, people, and welcome to a podcast, Corn Corner Podcast, available on all podcast platforms. My name is Wren.
And my name is Cam, and we are recording this on, now I don't even know the date, July 28th. And fun fact about that, both the day and the movie fact, is that the movie was released 29 years ago today. And a lot of people would say, why not just wait to make an announcement like that until even 30 years? But, you know, that's the kind of respect that this movie demands. Most expensive movie ever made at the time, 29 years ago today.
I heard that it was a flop.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, you know, movies that flopped when they first came out and then they became a cult classic down the line.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like The Thing. You know?
Is that like The Fly?
Sure. Cronenberg,
It's a
Carpenter.
movie. David. Well, they're both Davids, Cronenberg and Carpenter, right?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter. Well, the name David and John are quite similar, aren't they?
Also, did Cronenberg do The Fly? Yeah, okay. I was like, I gotta fact check myself. Yes.
We're going to be talking about something that people don't know about, and that's life's greatest mysteries.
Near and dear to people's hearts got me. All right, what's your...
What do you mean it got you? It got you, it hit you hard, didn't it?
Everything... I'm tearing up right now just at the idea of life's greatest mysteries. You know, I feel like when people... You intro that subject and people are going to say, like, the afterlife. Like, what life's greatest mystery is, you know, something like that. But when I pitched you this as a podcast subject idea, my number one was... How does Fresca continue getting sold?
Yeah, you did lead with that, which was honestly, I'm more curious about that than the afterlife.
Yeah, because the afterlife doesn't matter. You're not here. Who cares? But Fresca's
That's
here right now, and so are you.
I am afraid of death, but I do want to talk a little bit about different sodas and different drinks that feel like they are staples in different places, and I never know how these things get bought.
Yeah. Like, when have you ever seen a Fresca commercial?
Never.
Yeah. But you know.
Is it in fountains?
I feel like it is, actually, but like really like movie theaters or something, really specific ones.
What is the gimmick with Fresca? Is it a no sugar situation?
No, it definitely is sugar. It's just like, it's grapefruit flavored, isn't it?
Maybe that's it. It's a soda that has the fruit flavors.
It's a weird, it's a niche one.
What company makes it? One of them
Fresca,
makes it.
It's the grapefruit flavor. Yeah.
Is it only grapefruit flavor? No.
No, they've branched out into other fruits encroaching upon the grapefruit, but I think that if you're doing that, then why bother getting a Fresca? Like, it's... I don't know.
Yeah, you're not getting a lemon lime Fresca. Just get Sprite.
Yeah, like the number one thing is like a peach citrus Fresca. I'm like, ew.
See, to me...
It's owned by Coke also, by the way.
I thought it was maybe owned by Pepsi. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with everybody, but it does matter in a bigger way in that this is the topic of the episode. So, but to me, peach citrus sounds very enticing.
No, that's disgusting. Also, in reading about it, it is the original no sugar, no calorie sparkling beverage, but there's no chance in hell that Fresca now is no sugar.
No, I think it is, actually. I think it has a fake sugar in it, like an aspartame or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I believe it does.
Yeah, you're correct about that.
Because I saw just one, at someone's home, and I drank it because it had no sugar.
Fresca in the garage fridge.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was actually just like this, kind of, and it might have been peach citrus, but I thought to myself, "Oh, damn, that's fun!" So I drank that.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I don't drink things like that very often, but I really did enjoy it. There are items like that just seem to exist places, which is strange.
What are you thinking of? Name an example.
Well, I'm thinking of something specific in my head, but I don't want to say it because I've recently bought them. I'm having a little bit of a resurgence of these things, which I usually hate. I hate this thing, but now I'm kind of starting to like it, strangely.
Now you have to say it.
I'm going to say it. It's Oreos.
Oh, wow. Controversial.
I've hated Oreos my whole life, and I had one recently. Like, oh wow, this is kind of good. Where'd that come from?
Did you get double stuff or just the original?
Just
normal
the
stuff.
original. I don't think I'm ready for double stuff. It seems like
No, it's too much.
double stuff is just you're asking for it.
It's hedonistic. We don't need to be doing all that.
It does feel a little bit. Come on. I mean, wait, what's next?
But there,
You know?
I will say that there's a lot of marketing behind Oreos. So that's not the best example as compared to Fresca.
Can you Google something real quick? When did the double stuffed Oreo come out? Because I wonder if there's a generation of folks that have only experienced the double stuffed.
I mean,
I'm gonna guess
it existed when we were kids.
I'm
It was
gonna guess.
introduced in 19. Oh, okay, go.
I'm gonna guess. Well, I've heard 19, so I can't guess above 19.
Oh, I was gonna be like, what? You were thinking in the 1800s there, but you meant in the 2000s.
I would have guessed 2002, but now I'm gonna guess 19. No, I'm not big on. I wasn't on the message boards like you. I'm gonna guess 1992.
1974.
The double stuffed.
Yeah. The face journey you just went on was such a reaction of repulsion, like that. Like
They did it too soon. People in the 70s didn't need double stuffed Oreos.
Oreos had already existed for like technically since 1912. They were ready for something.
No, but between the 50s and the 70s, food production changed, and that Oreo had to have changed. There wasn't this going to the grocery store and getting big box food yet. It blows my mind that they would think, let's double stuff these things now.
They also already in the 1970s had various cream filling flavors, including chocolate, peanut butter, cool mint, and birthday cake, already in the 70s.
This is truly kind of blowing my mind a little bit. It's taking me aback. Wow. Peanut butter flavor? I didn't know peanut butter was popular in the 70s. Can you Google, was peanut butter popular in 1970s?
Peanut butter has been popular since it was made. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but just because people have been eating it doesn't mean it's been popular.
I feel like peanut butter is another one that's like Fresca, where like you don't need ads for peanut butter. Like, what year did peanut butter become popular?
No, Google if
By
it's in
1917, American consumers used peanut products during periods of meat rationing, with governments promoting meatless Mondays when peanut butter was a favored alternative choice, which is like, don't got chicken, we can slap some peanuts on it. Like, what?
It's crazy to me that meatless Mondays was a phrase that long ago.
Well, it's also, I'm sorry, I'm just now reading about.
The topic of today is mystery, and this is a mystery.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's because the guy behind Kellogg's was really doing it. In 1895, John Harvey Kellogg patented a process for creating peanut butter from raw peanuts and marketed it as a nutritious protein substitute for people who could hardly chew on solid food. So,
the thing that hit me was the addition of the word hardly.
Yeah. Who could hardly chew. Like, so there is a line.
Yeah, it's
of
just,
your chewability.
It is kind of funny, like, to put that. What is hardly an adjective? It's an adjective.
Adverb, I think, because ly is an adverb.
Oh yeah, I don't think I could tell you the difference other than ly. I don't remember. That's one of life's great mysteries. Adverbs.
Yeah. Gerunds. What's that? That's a mystery.
I do remember learning about adverbs in the English language and feeling like it was too much and feeling a little bit glazed over.
I feel like that's just English language in general. It's like the hardest language to learn, which is a crazy thing to say considering some of the languages out there.
There was a lot of times in school where I felt that, where I was, this is too much. And I would just...
Not for me. This
Not
is too
for
much.
me. Learning the map was one for me that was hard. Just a lot of them were really difficult.
And so useful now that we're adults. It has been proven.
That is a funny thing of life's greatest mystery, is I feel like a lot of the things I learned aren't really that important anymore because I have a cell phone.
Yeah. And also, like, it's just not applicable to your job most of the time. Like, I don't need to know how to do pre-calc. I'm editing porn.
You are. I didn't do a square root until I got to college.
What
I was just
maths
so
did you take in high school? Yeah.
I was always in basic math. So they knew I was bad at it, so they kept putting me in basic classes over and over. And so when I got to college, it was extraordinarily hard. And I was in the lowest level of math I could be in. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I just went to John Harvey Kellogg's Wikipedia page. And another fun thing is that he originally made a cereal and called it Granula, but that name was taken by another cereal maker, so he changed it to granola. So, like, it could have been granula, that sounds like the least appetizing thing. Let me go get a bowl of granula. Like,
wow, granula. We should do a food at the Corn Corner Business Expo.
What do you mean? What a general statement. Do you mean feed them lunch?
We can invent a food.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to keep dreamstorming on this, but I feel like we could invent some style of new food that's never made.
I think that we could rebrand a food, possibly.
I think we could probably find something that people aren't eating too much of. And there's got to be some sort of wood that people aren't eating yet that is edible. And we put a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning on it.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I'm reading about the names that there's another one that's like cornflakes were first called Granos biscuits and Granos flakes. What's with all the grain? We get it grain or like, but it's also not because it's made of corn. So like, what are we doing here?
I think corn's good friends with the grains though. They're like cousins in a way. They're like chosen family, you know?
You know, blood is thicker than water.
We both got silos. We're both doing cereals. Maybe we put our differences aside.
Yeah. We both
maybe
need
you and me, we
industrial
ain't too
farming.
Yeah. We are not too different after all. Well,
what? I'm like, you want to do any more Brooklyn impressions real quick, or like some weird? Are you good?
No, I think I'm all set for now. But what I do want to do is get back to the real core of the episode: life's greatest mysteries. And
do you have one? Because I have another one. I want to know yours if you do.
Well, I think I just contributed a lot to it, but go ahead and give us the next one.
The next one that I thought of was, why is it fine to use the unrefrigerated condiments in restaurants, but at home I would never do that?
How did you think of all these? This is great.
I was not sleeping, and so I was like, I don't. And we always go back to food. Like our food is like our meat and potatoes, if I may.
Let's see what you did there.
Thank you so much. But yeah,
yeah.
Why?
I got a lot of thoughts on it. I got a lot of thoughts on why we always go back to food. I journaled about it.
I meant why are we okay with using the unrefrigerated ketchup that sits on a table for like 3 months? But now I am curious what you journaled about with going back to food.
I don't know, but I am writing this down because that's a good Substack. Why are we okay with using the ketchup at a diner, but not the ketchup? I think it has to do with the amount of turnover in a restaurant, because the ketchup is opened and being used within, I don't know, a week.
I guess, but like that still to me is like, you don't know that for a fact, for one. How many of the like restaurant workers, I forget if you worked food service really, but like, you know, you're supposed to do like,
never front of house.
There's an order to like how you do things, so the oldest stuff gets used, you know, whatever. Like, so someone's refilling the ketchup and stuff. What if they, you know, they're just mixing that old ketchup in? They're not, you never just like are emptying the things fully, like rarely. So there's just like always going to be some old stuff in there.
Yeah, we definitely skirt over some hygiene issues for sure, but
also sugar grows bacteria fairly easily, especially in like warm, moist environments. So like there must be like some fucking stabilizers and stuff in maple syrup that's at like IHOP and stuff like that, because that is just sitting out there, like it's all sticky and whatever.
I would imagine you should Google this, how IHOP washes syrup dispensers. You should Google this, because I would imagine somewhere like IHOP that prides themselves on having the flight of syrups has some way of washing those in some sort of proprietary machine or something, whatever, I don't know. But I would imagine salt is a huge preserver. There's got to be preservatives specifically in the maple syrup, but my brain goes to ketchup first. And I think like ketchup, mustard, those things are all cool. I've got one that is weird to me and always shocking, but I kind of love it a little bit. But I want to hear about this IHOP research briefly.
Well, what the first thing I found was that in 2013 they updated the containers that have the syrup, but that's not true. There was definitely not a nationwide implemented thing, because I've been to IHOP since 2013 and it still is like the slidey metal, you know, you press the mouth open and the metal slides back to open the
What did they
whatever.
update to?
They look like all plastic ones that are smaller and easier to clean and stuff, but they pour slowly and regularly. The lid is spring-loaded. The handle is ergonomic. It's like, calm down. It's a syrup fucking dispenser.
Okay. I wonder how they clean them.
But I think the main thing is that they're easier to clean.
Yeah.
And also don't make stuff run everywhere. But anyway.
A place like IHOP I'm kind of okay with.
Expand on that. A place like IHOP,
Well, outside of feeling like family, I feel that it's going to be clean. I feel like it's going to be...
No, it's not.
I feel like it's going to be within the realm of cleanliness of a restaurant. It's inside of acceptable.
See, what I feel like when going to an IHOP or a Denny's or whatever, that window, that threshold of cleanliness, you walk through the door and your threshold lowers significantly, or raises rather, because your standards are less strict, because you're like, look, you know, we're at an IHOP at a Disney adjacent parking lot in Florida.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. No, I agree. The one that does freak me out is the cream for coffee that's out all day.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be cold?
Well, in the same vein, what about the little cuppies? Because those are never...
Yeah, but that's an industrial food product.
So don't you think so is the same stuff is in those little guys as is in the what's filling up the big ones at the table?
I assumed always, I'm open to being wrong. I assumed always that Coffee Mate, like in the little that are shelf stable forever and don't need to be refrigerated, are a different product than, I just thought that in the little milk that you pour into your thing on like at a diner or something. Not a Denny's, but a small diner. Yeah. I assumed that was just milk or half and half or something that they're filling up at the tables.
You're probably right about that, actually. Or like
which means it needs to be refrigerated.
Yeah, or lest it curdle.
So now I guess it's just because there's so much turnover. People are drinking it so much.
It's just too much relying on people to consume the thing that's being put out, because inevitably you're going to have a slow day where that sucker sat on the table for 10 hours, and then someone gets sat at that table, and then they are using that. I don't know. I don't like it.
I do love that it exists in the world, though, because when I'm with somebody and they're a little unhinged and they use that thing, I have so much joy in seeing that happen, because I would never use it. I care about my future. I will say that,
yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of those things get stored in like an ice bath. Like you just take it and whatever, put it in its home. So like at least there's that. But there's still so much like crossover, and I'm as was mentioned in one of your recent Substacks, I am the person who puts their bag with a sweatshirt hanging off the side on the what are we saying? Airport floor.
The plane where the planes are.
Yeah, that place. So,
yeah, your scale is different than mine.
Yeah, in different places also.
Yeah, I've mentioned you a bunch in Substacks.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
I love being mentioned.
Yeah, you're welcome. Maybe I need to highlight that and hyperlink it to the Corn Corner.
Highlight what?
When I say, recently I had a Substack come out and it said that I was gifted rice maker, and that was from you. So maybe I should link to you.
Oh, because that's definitely link to the Corn Corner. I don't need more. I'm good. We need more eyes on the Corn Corner.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. But only have about 11 people right now, so
that's great. One is me.
Are you
One's
subbed?
Probably like, yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'm not paying you, but I am subbed.
No one's paying me because I don't have it monetized. But one person did pledge to pay me. And if you're listening to this right now, one person, you really inspired me. But one person did a pledge that if I did start taking payments, I would get their payment. So thank you.
That's so nice of them.
Yeah, it's really helped.
This dog is biting my butt now.
Bad dog.
Back to the subject at hand. Did you think of any? You said one and I forget it now. But any life mysteries for you?
It was in our text. You could scroll back, but there was one that I said. Damn, there was one I said, and it just came to me. I can't remember.
Keep them entertained while I.
Got a barky little dog back there.
I know. I'm kind of getting mad about this. Oh, you said Noki.
Yeah.
Expand on that.
It's a mystery, Noki. It's a goofy little mystery, isn't it?
And how it's made, or what do you mean?
I think all of it. How it's made, who made it, who decided that it should be eaten in a sage-style food. It's strange. It's a weird little thing. I had them recently, and I enjoyed them. But it doesn't diminish the fact that it's weird.
I mean, I feel like it's just someone was making pasta out of what they had, and they were like, I have potatoes. How can we make that into a pasta?
People love to make things into pasta.
I'm gonna kick my dog out of the room right now.
No, the dog's a sweet angel.
I don't mean physically kick him out of the room. I just mean have him exit the premises.
You can have him exit if you want, but people do love to make different things. I think one of life's greatest mysteries is zucchini noodles. Alternative noodles.
Zoodles.
You've had them.
I just made zucchini lasagna the other day, and instead of ricotta, I made some like weird chickpea ground up shit that I was like, this is gonna be garbage, and Brad's gonna be like, what the hell have you done? But actually, it was banging. So I'm coming around to alternative uses of zucchini.
So, well, walk me through this actually, because it was a zucchini. You kind of ratatouille it. Maybe?
Yeah,
not really.
It was a Ratatouille-esque situation because I also had yellow squash.
So you layered squash and then a chickpea blend, and then what else?
So I did like the zucchini in like long ways, like thin slices.
Yeah.
And put like a layer of that, and then did like the weird ground up chickpea nutritional yeast paste, whatever, as the ricotta, and then I did this like spicy tomato sauce, and then like the opposite way did like squash and then chickpea tomato sauce and then zucchini, like
brick by brick.
Yeah, block by block. Firestorm.
Amen. The nutritional yeast is great.
Yeah, nooch, as the vegans call it.
Is that what y'all say? Nooch?
Yeah, that's what Castle Jackal always refers to it as nooch.
Trader Joe's has a nooch, and the way the bag ziplocks is beautiful. Anybody, next time you get the Trader Joe's nutritional yeast, pay attention to how the bag closes. It's the most beautiful closure you could ever have on a bag.
I feel like that's a thing that I would never buy. Like, if I'm getting nutritional yeast, I'm getting Bragg's. Like, that.
I don't give a shit.
Well, that's why you're not vegan.
Is it different? It doesn't taste different.
No, it's just like the branding of like,
yeah,
this is what my eyes, like, I'm like, that's the one,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I do love a chickpea as well. That's been something that's been new to me. Back in the day, I used to make like a chickpea mash, kind of like a tuna salad style thing.
Oh yeah, my mom literally, the last time I went home, Cherie is now like obsessed with making me vegan things. When I go there, which is, I say that as if I'm there like every week, which is once every like 3 months. But she also emails me vegan recipes from Washington Post that she gets, and there is one of those a week usually. Anyway, last time I was there, she made vegan niçoise salad sandwiches, and it was a chickpea based feature.
There is. Have you had any of the vegan like lunch meats, like a tofurkey or anything like that? Have you ever done that?
I don't like them.
I've never had that, but I am curious. That feels like the one thing that's quite difficult about the vegan thing is, you can't replace like a deli sandwich.
But also, I just made a sandwich before we got on here, and it was pretty fucking good. Also,
what was it?
I did those just egg patties. Like, it's like a scrambled egg patty kind of, and it's a square, but I'll cut them in the middle because they're like a folded square, so they open, so it's like a long rectangle. And I did that, and then I made some like gochujang mayo and put that on it, and then I chopped up cucumber and red onion and pickled ramps, and then some bean sprouts, and put like salt and pepper and some like paprika chili stuff. It's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. I took a picture. I'll send it to you.
All right. I'm kind of in a food rut. Maybe I need to make some sandwiches. But
Start making cukey sandwiches. That's what Brad and I do.
that's cute. What does Brad put on his?
He just eats the same thing as me generally. Usually hummus is a staple on them. But what I was going to say is that my animals are freaking out. Is that Brad asked me like yesterday or the day before what meat I miss the most, and like I was like, I don't miss any meat, and I think that's the point of like, I don't understand the replacement meats. I'm like at that point of vegan, not to brag, but we're like, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not looking to replace anything because I don't fucking care. Like, I don't miss it. You miss like a flavor, so like, I guess I miss like chicken fingers, but that's just fried, so I can get fried food still. Like, I don't know.
It's so funny because I found that just through a different way, where I was looking at the price of chicken fingers, and I was like, this is expensive. And I looked at tater tots. Like, this is 4 times the amount for the exact same experience.
Yeah.
But anyway, life's greatest mysteries. You had a couple more things on there that you were raring to go through. I have
my
one
next
more.
One, oh, you should go first, and I'll do one after you.
The on a hat, you have that little string that goes over the top of it by the bill.
No. What?
You know what I'm talking about?
Like on veterans hats?
I don't think it's not really a veteran hat. It's kind of an old man hat.
I think those old men are generally vets.
I think that's not a causation, but a correlation. How does that work? It's not the reason.
Correlation
but it's
is not causation.
Yeah. Well, it's a little string that goes by the hat.
Why do trucker hats have a braided string over the bill?
Everyone pay attention. If you're driving, pull over. And if you're at home, full screen this, because we're about to learn something. And there is no greater luxury in life than learning. Everybody pay attention.
I don't know. It just says it's like an extra embellishment. I'm like, no, there has to be a...
No, there's something bigger for that. We got everybody pulled over at this point. If you're at a red light, don't go forward. That's simple. They can't make you go forward.
Commonly, it says, especially on flatbills and truckers, this style originated from the golf cap community and was simply an added embellishment to the cap brim.
Well, yet another thing we have the golf cap community to thank for.
Yeah, which is golf caps. Those are just visors, right? Like,
You should watch. There's a 6-hour YouTube video on the golf cap community. You should watch because you're gonna learn a couple things.
is it by Defunct Land?
No. Golf Fan 84.
Mm.
Anyway, what do you think about that mystery? I mean, when you think about that kind of thing and it makes you think, and you say to yourself, wow, this is something that I am curious about that I was not curious about in a previous point in my life. How does that kind of thing make you feel?
I mean, I love to learn new things just in general. And
There you go.
I did think genuinely that the string had something to do with like military order or rank or something, just because of who I would see with that on their hats. And I'm a little disappointed to learn that it's just a fashion statement now.
Just a fashion statement. My grandfather had one of those hats and he didn't serve.
Really?
Yep.
There weren't drafts when he didn't... I feel like everyone over the age of like 80 has served.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know, actually. I take all this back because I don't know if he did or not. I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm sure that he did.
I don't know. Actually don't know. I don't care. I don't know.
Who cares? Whatever.
But so with this new knowledge that we have, looking at the next mystery,
Yep.
how are we going to approach this next mystery?
I guess I could say that it's word association because the hat on the string makes me think of a safari hat that has the string underneath. And then my next great mystery was, why did we stop naming things with like very like animals with like very on the nose names, like a like a woolly mammoth? That's someone was like, that thing woolly and huge, like woolly mammoth, and like hammerhead shark. It's right there, like.
Yeah. We have like a little goofy looking dog kind of thing by anthill, like, it's not all I do.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, why do things? I just love the huge disparity in things that are named the most obvious thing ever, like random syndromes or diseases, like tiny foot syndrome. I don't know, like things like that. Versus like some crazy fucking name that like no one would ever. You'd be like, yeah, I have like Gestalt Snurkings syndrome, and people would be like, what? Like,
and to all of the people out there that have tiny foot syndrome, we're here with you. We stand with you.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't talk about it that much, but I do have tiny foot syndrome. I'm 6 feet tall, and my feet are size 6.5 in men's. Do you know that how off that is ratio wise?
That's not, because I've worn your shoes.
Yeah, I mean,
and they fit. You were like an 8 in Converse, right?
Yeah, that's an 8 in women's is like very small for a 6 foot tall person.
Okay, because we're roughly the same height.
Hey, this podcast isn't so you can make me look like a fool in front of everyone.
I'm not trying to make you look like a fool. I'm just trying to.
Also, that's like actually half the point of this podcast.
I would never make you look like a fool. But I've walked a mile in your shoes.
Literally, yeah.
Were you trying on what if your like scale for men's shoes is like you were at like the clown shoe store or something, and you get all your judgments based off that, or you're at like trying to get DC skate shoes or something?
I'm like, damn it, they just don't have my size of Viros, whatever they were.
What was the last greatest mystery?
Why don't we name things like on the nose anymore? Yeah.
I think naming things what they are is so funny. So I wish that we did it.
Yeah.
Like renart.com or renstuff.com, sorry. renwords.substack.com.
There's no question about what it is.
It's so funny. That's what we should do to everything. I was
gonna say it asserts like a platypus is a duck-billed platypus, but that asserts that the duck name existed first, which arguably the duck has like duck because a duck's underwater, and they're like duck, like like where the naming convention of it, or like the anteater. Ant name existed first before the anteater was discovered, like that kind of shit.
So there's no platypus standard, like regular basic platypus, and then an evolution in a duckbill or something. It is called duckbill platypus.
I think so.
Birth name.
There can't. Yeah. Dead name. Don't dead name it. Hold on. Now I got it. Because that's such a weird animal. There can't be multiple,
Google what is the point of a platypus? We should know that.
What do you mean?
Right?
What do you mean? What's the point?
I think you know exactly what I mean by that. I think it's pretty clear what I mean by that.
The platypus is the only extant platypus species and goes by the scientific name a whole bunch of shit that I'm not going to say. Is one of 5 extant species of egg-laying mammals. Hold on. Yeah? What were you going to say?
The more that we learn about this, the less I like it. And I don't mean to speak negatively about anything. I was raised better than that. But the more that we dive into this, the more I think that this is a little bit of an animal maybe we don't need anymore.
Well, some would say it's on the outs, you know?
Is it endangered species? I don't think it is. I think we've got a lot of them, right?
Where?
I couldn't tell you.
They're not endangered. That shocks me.
Yeah,
their status is,
I knew that.
Their status is near threatened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just like that as just near threatened as a distinction.
Could hardly eat. Hardly chew.
Also, hardly chew. There's another shoot-off mystery here, is that a male platypus is simply called a male platypus. There's no specific name. So why do we decided that some animals, like a goose and whatever, gander, gosling, all the things, like, have different names for, like, female and male, or, like, baby or not, and where is the line drawn is a mystery for me that I would love to know. Like, who was like, you know what, the platypus, straight across the board, that's it.
Yeah, that's going to be a unisex creature for us. I think that it probably had to do with vibes a lot.
Also,
you know,
what is a vixen a fox? Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's a female fox, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But like, I just like that word is now associated like as a really horny thing, like like a vixen, and so it's just like,
the foxes
when did that
really
happen?
They got a lot of this weird kind of sexual talk around them, because fox, I would assume, is kind of the sultry version, and there's something called like a gerund or something that is the less kind of sexy version of a fox. But you're telling me that a vixen is?
A vixen is a female fox.
Wow. What is a man fox?
Hold on, let's look. Also,
this is important.
A male fox can go by the names of a Todd with one D, a Reynard, or a dog fox, while a female is known only as a vixen.
I think that's in Portland.
In Portland?
Yeah. What is it? Where does it happen in just Middle America? What are they called there?
I feel like you just call them foxes. But also, at what point was someone like, you know what, I'm going to call this hot lady a real vixen? And did they see foxes in their life? Because, like, foxes are really awkward, and like, the sounds they make, they smell, they're like, eh! Like, that's not a hot... I'm not like, oh, damn, I want to anthropomorphize that thing so bad. Like,
yeah. I don't know what that is. I've never had the desire to anthropomorphize anything. So I don't know where that really comes from.
This brings me to a point which can be the last point of the podcast, which brings it back to current events. I just saw a thing on Twitter about Elon Musk trying to break into the baby fur community, which made me have to Google what baby fur is, because I was like, it can't just be what it sounds like it is, but it is in fact furries who also like role-playing as babies. So it's like ABDL furry crossover.
What do you mean he tried to get into it? What does that mean?
There was a whole thread that was like talking about a time when he lived in the Bay Area and he tried to like quote unquote break into the Bay Area baby fur community, or like get into whatever. And he has a whole Twitter account where he was like cosplaying or role playing as like a toddler, but not sexually, it was just like there. I don't obviously not sexually, because like Jesus Christ, it's whatever. It's weird anyway. It's all weird. I'm allowed to kink shame Elon Musk, okay?
Yeah, it's above board here. That seems strange. He's kind of like the biggest walking contradiction. Like, why? Like, people know it's
Yeah.
him. They have it's verified it's him.
Yeah, there's like a picture of him in a kigurumi, like with those animal pajama onesies that we all were so into back in the late 2010s. And he's like rolling a joint at like a party or something in this like owl kigurumi that's like baby blue.
Wow. Well, everybody,
Yep.
take that into your middle of the week. We never think about this podcast being a hump day podcast, like many people call it. And when we say this, we're not saying it for a laugh, but we're saying it as an important midweek treat for you.
Yeah. To
Because
help
it's Wednesday.
you get over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are your camel something pun.
That's right. We are your camel something pun. And that couldn't be any more inspiring. So take that with you throughout the rest of the week. Friday is going to be coming up soon. You got a Thursday, which is kind of one of those throwaway days. It doesn't really matter. Friday, thank God it's the Friday kind of situation. And then by the time it gets to be Saturday, that's a happy day. And then Sunday will be great.
I want to make t-shirts to say, thank God it's the Friday.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, is there anything that you need to wrap this up with? Anyone you need to thank?
Just the big man in the sky, Joe Cool Camel.
God, what a cool fucking mascot. Why would you stop using that?
Because there isn't cigarette advertising anymore.
Oh, I guess you're right. Oh, there's not at all.
Nope.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
I just think I would never be lured into cigarettes.
No.
So I just
By a mascot?
yeah, so to me it's just I think about him, the first thing I thought of was the Cheetos guy. Chester. They know I guarantee they know each other.
Oh yeah, they hang out at the same clubs. I think that the cigarette advertising is not to draw in new smokers, or was not. It is to attract smokers to your brand. Existing smokers. No one needs to be drawn into cigarettes. You know what? It's there.
The
You know
only
what's
one
up.
that did kind of get me was American Spirits, because I felt I was in that bubble, and I did think it would be really cool,
To have a PBR and a American Spirit.
Yeah.
Yep. That's gentrification vice right there.
Yeah. But I think now I would want, what is like the green package? Kind of for like an older Florida woman.
Newports? We've had this exact same, or we've had this conversation before. Or Marlboro, something.
I think
but
I would
Newports
want,
are the typical green one.
maybe I would do something like that. Well, it doesn't matter. It's all fake because it'll never happen. Now, you thank the people that you need to thank. I'm going to thank the people I need to thank. And I think we can wrap this up.
Who are you thinking?
I'll do it when we get off.
After we're done recording?
That's right. I'll put it on the patreon.com/thecorncorner.
That's great. What a great, talking about good advertising. You nailed
right.
it. You want to see who Wren's saying thanks to, you gotta get on patreon.com/corncorner, otherwise you're not gonna know. And you don't want to miss that, much like you don't want to miss the 2024-2025
Corner Business Expo.
Style Expo. Yeah.
Business Style Expo. Well, there's nothing like plugging the thing that gives us financial support 53 minutes into the podcast. I'm real happy I did that.
Yep.
All right. Well, set us on to the sunset for us. Start us off.
I just want to say, I like that us signing off on this podcast is just as awkward as me leaving any space, basically, where it's like the very all right, well, okay, bye, okay,
Yeah. It's not the easiest for you.
No, I prefer to just exit. or just have people like just leave. You know,
I do it all the time.
I feel like this is when you say goodbye, and then like you say goodbye to someone when you're sitting on the couch, and then they have to go put their shoes on at the back door, but you're still in view of each other, but you've already said goodbye, so you can't. It's just you just pretend.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway,
you just try not to see them. But
yeah.
All right. Well, look, if you're shocked,
or if you're creamed,
we don't care.
Yeah, just as long as you are kind
corn. Okay.
Keep calm and corn on.
All right.